Sunday, November 9th, 2025. I am at Shell gas station in Norwich Town on West Town Street in Norwich, Connecticut. And I'm not 100% sure if this drive is going to work out or not because it's starting to rain a little bit. And that's kind of a problem. It wasn't supposed to rain until 3 o'clock. It's 1:04 p.m. right now. But a few droplets are coming around here and there, so I don't know. I'm going to take a drive through the Ace Hardware parking lot. I mean, if I'm going to do this drive unless it starts pouring. If the video is really messed up by the droplets of rain getting on this lens, and I won't put it up on YouTube. But if it's not bad, or if the rain droplets ease up and don't hit the lens in a position that will make it uncomfortable to watch, then I will drive around. I mean, this is, November. Most of the leaves are off the trees. And it's overcast. I like driving around in overcast. I haven't done a driving video in a little while. I did a video yesterday I drove down to the down city in Norwich, and I shot a bunch of video down there, and I just put some music in the background. I uploaded it to YouTube. So if you haven't seen it and you're interested, it's night falling on downtown Norwich, down city. Different camera, the whole 9 yards, but I kind of wanted to get in a driving video. When it's completely overcast, I love recording these driving videos. It's much better light, but with rain droplets coming down, that kind of threw a wrench in the gears. Well, let's see what happens. It's not raining, it's just, my windshield is picking up droplets here and there, which negatively can affect and impact the video quality. The Norwich Town Green is to the right. Let me drive around that thing. It's a little tricky around here. All right, so yeah, you can see the leaves there's a few here and there scattered in different trees, but for the most part, the beautiful fall, autumn colors and the foliage is 90% gone. Okay, that was East Town Street. And I'm just cruising around. It's November 2025, so I figure, let's see what it looks like. What does Norwich look like? November 9th, 2025. Well, the answer is this. All right, let's do some really strange maneuvers here. I'm going to take a left. This area right here floods. If there's a big rainstorm, that building directly in front of us will be half underwater. Not about half, but a significant portion of it, the Tentacle River will just swallow it right up. I'm just driving through a parking lot. To my extreme right, whoa, speed bumps. To my extreme right is the Tentacle River. You can't really see that. Irene's Family Restaurant and catering directly in front of us. They have really good food there. Very popular. It's been in operation for many years. But I'm driving through the parking lot of this establishment right now. Directly in front of us was supposed to be, I think, a Burger King, but that fell through. Now it's just abandoned houses. All right, back on to, I think this is Town Street. I'm just going to cruise around. There's no rhyme or reason to where I'm going. It's going to be in Norwich. My hope is that it won't rain. That's the whole ball game, because if it starts raining, I mean legitimate, heavy rain, or just conventional rain, then this video ends instantly, or as soon as I can pull over. I don't want to lose my camera. Water damage is the worst thing. I mean, these things are waterproof, but I don't have the cover on it because I'm using an external battery, so. I always seem to get this light here, which, okay, now it's green. Let's see if we can make it. Let's see if we can make it. All right, looks pretty good. Whoa, yellow, barely made it. I'll take a cruise through the grounds. I'm a little wary, but I'm going to take a ride through Bacchus Hospital. Right here. Bacchus Hospital right in front of us. They do have security and they do patrol. And if they pull me over and they see that I have that I'm shooting basically live video, it's very, very suspicious looking, and I will be questioned. And I agree with them. They should question me. Why is a guy driving around Bacchus Hospital with a camera attached to his car and he's recording? That's, not something that happens every day around Bacchus. Emergency room. See if we can get a view of this thing. I don't want to breach patient confidentiality or anything like that, but there's the, public safety, right? Hopefully it's pushing the envelope here. That's the ER where people walk in. Police. Oh, good gravy. I got to get out of here. Do not want to be spotted recording video by the public safety officer at Bacchus Hospital, along with a couple of police officers. I mean, they would just be doing their job, and I would agree with them to question me. It would make perfect sense. So it looks like the rain has let up a little, or the, droplets of water falling from the sky has let up. Bunch of doctors' offices in front of us. There's Norwich Family Cosmetic Dentistry, different things like that. But there's, obviously there's a lot of doctors located near a hospital. As we cruise up the road on Lafayette Street, Norwich, Connecticut. I just had a thought. I'm going to drive up Asylum Street because they were supposed to pave. They were tearing it up, and let's see if that paving job is done. That would be interesting. I'll get as much footage in as I can before it rains. I mean, realistically, I'm not going to be out for hours here and wait for the rain to kick in. I'm just going to... Actually, there's some decent foliage right in front of us there, so there is some tiny bit left. Now I am on Sherman Street. I'm going to go over the Sherman Street Bridge. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a left onto this. I haven't done this lately. This is all brand new pavement right here. The barrier to the right is new. To the left, that hill, the green grass on that hill, it's all brand new. It's because they put a bridge, Sherman Street Bridge, in there Okay, now I'm on a dirt road, which I'm not thrilled about, but I'm going to turn around here as soon as humanly possible. People working on a car back here. Wow, there's actually 3 vehicles back here. This is unusual. This place is usually pretty quiet. Another vehicle, 4 vehicles. The Yannick River right now is pretty low. But there it is. It's a pretty cool spot. Right there, straight ahead is the Yannick River. You can barely see it. It's, like I said, it's very low. It's kind of, I mean, it's going to rain. Forecast for 3 p.m. today, so it's 1:14. So I guess the heavy rain kicks in a couple hours. This road here tends to get very bumpy. I mean, they did pave it right here. Hopefully that lasts, because boy, I tell you, this is my predictions, if they come true, will be a lot of potholes in that thing. It's just the nature of the soil and everything under that particular area. All right, let's take a look at Asylum Street. Just went over the Sherman Street Bridge, brand spanking new. It looks beautiful. All right, so Asylum Street, my understanding, or at least my thought, was they were going to do the entire street. Obviously they didn't, or at least they haven't done this area yet. I'm not positive they're going to do that, but I thought that was the case. But let's forge ahead and take a look at what they did do, or are in the process of doing. Let's put it that way. As we cruise around Norwich, Connecticut on a Sunday in November of 2025. All right, I see beautiful new pavement directly ahead. Yeah, that kind of makes sense, because that's where the, I think it was the underground, so this is brand new right here. It looked like natural gas, I think, lines they might have put in here. So this is, pristine, flawless Asylum Street. Legendary Asylum Street in Norwich, Connecticut is, at least this section right here is looking really, really nice. So I'm happy to see that. Definitely. So the election in Norwich, they had the mayor and the city council and the board of education. It's over. So a lot of the signs have been pulled out of the ground. So I'm off Asylum and I am now on West Main Street. Again, as you can see, very overcast, which is my preferred conditions for driving videos, or for that matter, for any video during the day. Better, softer, smoother, more beautiful light. And Jack's Brick Oven Pizza to the right, former site of the Village Green nightclub, disco, and they had live music. Most of the time it was a DJ. It was the height of the disco era. That place was so packed at its peak when things were, really rocking, that, I mean, it was, you couldn't get in some nights. I mean, it was a line to get into that place. You know, I mean, it was like Studio 54 or something. You know, it was like they had a doorman, and it was just straight up game over. If you didn't get in, you didn't get in. You went home, or you went to another Norwich establishment. But I think, thinking back, that's probably the only place you could, dance. They had a dance floor. Actually, I'm wrong. The Sheridan used to have bands. They had live music down there and dancing. Yeah, there was a lot of that. I didn't go there much personally, but I mean, I prefer the Village Green. Most of the time I was at the Shaboo in Mansfield, Connecticut. But I got to admit, I spent a lot of time at the Green. It's close. I mean, it's easy. If you live in Norwich, back then it's a no-brainer. Where are we going tonight? It's a Friday night or it's a Saturday night. Where are we going? The Green, obviously. I mean, unless you kind of adventurous, you felt like taking a drive down to New London. I mean, we used to go to the Speakeasy all the time. I mean, Copper Keg Saloon, or I don't know, it was so many different names. Good Time Charlie's. I got a video on that if you're interested. If you ever been to Good Time Charlie's in Waterford, or Copper Keg Saloon, or September's, or what, it was a million different names. I got a video where I drove down there from Norwich. I kind of walked around the grounds a little bit. I actually put the camera inside a couple of broken windows. I mean, it was kind of wild seeing where I used to go back in the day. What nightclub. And it, in my mind, oh wow, it was huge. I look at it now, it was a tiny little place, but again, bumper to bumper, wall to wall people. I mean, packed in like sardines. And we had a lot of fun. I'm on New London Turnpike right now. I'm going to be going by Malerba's farm. Work my way over to West Thames Street. So yeah, there's Malerba's farm on the left. Actually, it's a really good opportunity to take a look at Malerba's farm. It says exit only, but it's closed. It's not open right now on Sunday. There's a real good look at Malerba's farm. Usually if I drive through here, it's kind of, it's crowded with people. But there it is, right there. The legendary Malerba's farm. Been in operation my entire life. Decade after decade after decade, people go to Malerba's farm for the best fruits, vegetables, plants, anything that grows. They'll take care of you. Norwich Golf Course to my right and left as the rain droplets kind of pick up a little bit. So hopefully nothing hits my lens. If you're seeing it now, if a droplet hit the dead center portion of the lens on this camera, then it probably doesn't look that great. I'm going to try to forge my way through this thing. I want to grab some video. I haven't put any driving video up there in a little while, and I got to get some backup on the channel. So, New London Turnpike, working my way over to West Thames Street. The speed limit is 25 miles per hour on this particular road. According to that device back there, I was doing 38 miles per hour. I question the accuracy of that device. I think I was doing the speed limit, but that's just me. All right, we got a stop sign, a red light. We got our fingers crossed that nothing terrible happens with the weather as the droplets fall. All right, there's a green light. Let's see what happens here. Can I make this thing? It's an arrow. People are driving very slowly for some reason. All right. Perfect. I'm going to take a quick right down. This may spring some memories for people. This is I don't know, there's a bunch of big trucks down here. This road's in terrible condition. I got to get out of here. U.S. mail contractor. I don't know what they do down here. Well, something with U.S. mail trucks, I'll tell you that much. Man. This is kind of a nice area. You're right on the cove down there. I don't want to have some junkyard dog or some guy with a double-barreled sawed-off shotgun coming out after me down here. I got to get out of here. So I don't know what they do down there, personally. I mean, I have no clue. There's a bunch of U.S. mail trucks, maybe for repair purposes or something. I don't know, but I got to get out of here. The rain's picking up a little bit. So I'm kind of balancing a fine line between risking the life of this camera, enough rain gets on it, it'll be permanently destroyed, or rolling the dice and grabbing footage. Right now I'm on the razor's edge because it's definitely picking up. The rain is picking up. But if I get lucky, it won't, mar the visuals here. As I drive down West Thames Street in Norwich, Connecticut, I got restaurants to my left. Uncas on the Thames. I drove around there once. I took a chance. I won't do it again. They have very tight security up there. But for people that are interested, and some folks used to live up there many, many years ago in housing that they provided for doctors and different things. I don't know, back in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, whenever they were doing that. And some of the folks that used to live there as children saw my that particular video I shot of the tour around grounds up there, and they were very, very excited about that. So I was real happy. All right, I want to turn down a road here that... No, not there. Okay, here it is. South Street. Used to be a stone home directly in front of us right there, but it's been demolished. It's been completely razed. Okay, there's the former American Woolen building right there, slightly to the left of the frame here. I have videos on that. I have several videos. Whoa, there's some heavy machinery down here. I hope they're not going to get ready to take this thing down. But I have, if you're interested, I got some interesting, I'll just say I have some very interesting video of that. There's a couple of buildings there. It's on my channel right now. It's kind of top secret stuff. If you're interested, take a look. This road right here is called Terminal Way. Dole, Oil, Lehigh, whatever. I don't know. I'm not positive, but I think there were oil companies over there, back there to the right. Okay, this is Shipping Street right now. I've always wondered. I mean, Shipping Street obviously needs to be repaved, but it's the condition right now. It needs to be repaired, but it's cement with stone. So I don't know what the historical situation with that construction of that road in that particular. Wow, I think I'm gonna Let me take a left here, get a shot of these guys playing basketball down here for a second if I can. I know it seems a little weird. This is whoa, I can't, this is not good. I can't pull in here. I kind of wanted to get a shot of the guys, but this is, got a big gate. So let me pull out of here. I'll turn around just up ahead here, but it would have been cool. There's a whole bunch of guys playing basketball out there. Let me turn around. You know what? Let's get a shot of this building. I've photographed it, but there was a fire there years ago. And it's been shut down ever since. And it's right over there. Actually, I'm going to pull up to it. I thought these parking lots were connected, but they're not. So the rain has all of a sudden stopped again. This is going to be an on and off situation. Let's see how we make out. All right, so let me pull into this structure right there. Again, there was a fire. If memory serves me, it was an arson situation. I could be wrong. I'm not 1,000% sure. But anyways, there it is. So that was, in its day, a significant building that employed people that live in Norwich, or lived, or, some of them are still around. I remember when I posted pictures of that, a lot of people were talking about they used to work there. It was many different things. I forget, what business. I don't know. It could have been an oil business, the offices or whatever. It could have been public utility. I don't know. I can't. I'm just winging it here. I forget. I just can't remember what they did. There are many, many things. People mentioned many businesses. So we're back on West Thames Street. Beautiful overcast day. Some foliage. A little bonus foliage here and there, but not much. Halloween's over. The election's over. Guys, I'm just driving around. I'm driving around recording video, and people watch the video and they look at Norwich and they go, wow, I used to live there. I'm really glad this guy shot these videos. Let me turn for a second here onto, I think it's South Thames Street. Whoa, fresh pavement. This needed it. Beautiful. I mean, Norwich, I don't know. Things are looking up. Is it me, or is it right before elections? A lot of good stuff gets done. Again, there's the city of Norwich and the harbor and everything. The marina, it's all there in the distance. Again, this is a very wide lens, so you probably won't be able to see it too good because it's so far in the distance. Wide lenses push things further optically because of just the nature of the lens. It tries to encompass a lot of, it tries to get everything possible in. Now, what is that? To the left, there is a structure that I think that used to be maybe at the miniature golf course, or I don't know what's going on over there. This is an unusual area. They do some interesting maneuvering around there. I could go straight for a look at, I don't know. I mean, there's the river, and there's the former Thermos building, but I'm not thrilled about it. I gotta find I just gotta get lucky. Is there a turnaround down here? Yeah, there's enough room for me to turn around. Anyways, there's the river. I'm on a cement slab. There used to be factories down here all over the place. You can see the Thames River. This whole area was all factories. This cement I'm driving on right now could be part of the foundation or whatever, some form of area of some significance, depending on, what factory, shoe factories and all these different things that were down here back in the old days. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I think it looked very old. All right, so let's get back up onto this West Thames Street. Jesus, this guy's not looking. He almost bashed into me. That would have been very unfortunate. I don't know if the guy was texting. There's a lot of people that drive while texting or text while driving. I'm not sure the proper, I would say, drive while texting. The top priority is to text people for reasons unknown. Okay, if I pull up into this American ambulance thing, this Hartford Healthcare, American Ambulance, Emergency Services, ambulances come run out of this place. Emergency, I'm going to back in for a second and get a sweeping panoramic view of the city if I can. I mean, there's nobody around. If I get thrown out by security, I'll get thrown out by security. Is it worth it? Of course it is. There it is. There's the city of Norwich, way off in the distance there. Sunday, November 9th, 2025. The marina, you can see. I mean, Thames Plaza. Let me take a ride over to Thames Plaza. That is going to be wild. So there's extra parking down here for ambulances and police and everything. Let me take a left. It's not a lot of traffic. It's Sunday, so in that respect, I kind of got it made. We got the Norwich Transportation Center. I mean, a lot of cool stuff down here. And it's not raining anymore, at least at this moment. So that's good. All right, let me take a quick... Yeah, there's that building. Well, there's the former location of the building. It's not there anymore. Right to the right, the extreme right. I can't resist. I do this a lot. I drive around the marina. I just can't resist it. And if you're glad that I pulled in here, that's good news. Anyways, there's a quick look. Police station across the way there. And the marina and a bunch of cars parked here. There's a beautiful restaurant down here. And the new owners are doing a phenomenal job fixing everything up. It's gorgeous now. It gets better and better every day. To the left was that Marina Towers. It's no longer there. I have full coverage of that thing getting ripped down in stages, and I was there for the final blows that building took when the wrecking crew was down there and dismantled it and absolutely positively destroyed that building. All right, there's a Flatiron building to the right portion of the frame. That's for sale. I always hope, I've been hoping for decades for somebody to grab that thing. All right, let me see if I can pull up here. I just want to get a look at Thames Plaza. Right there in front. Let me get up here a little bit. To the left, that large building, it's Thames Plaza. You probably recognize it from, it was many businesses in there. And now it's going to be, that whole building's going to be turned into apartments. 60-something apartments. Brand new, beautiful apartments. The plans are incredible. There's some nice buildings in Norwich. There's Mercantile Exchange building and just a bunch of real nice buildings. Let me get up here. This is a new parking lot. I don't like this park. It's the beautiful parking lot. I don't like the location of it. If it was up to me, I would have never built this. This is basically marina waterfront property. And to put a big parking garage on it, to me, my personal taste, you would never in a million years do that to property right on the water. Whatever. It's just not my thing, okay? But there's Thames Plaza. Get a look at it. They are working on that thing like crazy. I mean, they're really going full steam on that. 60-something, 62, 64, whatever number, apartments. And that's exciting. That's very, very exciting for Norwich. That's the answer to Norwich's down city situation, in my opinion. I've been saying it for years. Residential. Take any building that's down there. There's a housing shortage. By the way, there's a marina right in front of us. Howard T. Brown Memorial Park. Beautiful sky. I mean, it's just, everything's real nice right now. Very high tide. The river, it's way up. The tide does affect this. The tide definitely does affect this. Let me get up here a little bit. See if I can get another view. But I think the answer to Norwich, I mean, we all have our fantasies, but all of the buildings in Norwich, in the city right now that are not being utilized, if they were miraculously at the snap of a finger transformed into housing, apartments, condos, whatever, places for people to live, that would, bring so many more bodies down there, people there, that I think businesses would thrive in the city. It would rejuvenate the city. That's my opinion. Am I crazy? If I'm nuts or if I'm out of my mind or insane or completely whacked out, feel free to tell me. But I've thought that for years. If you bring people down there because they live there, there is, again, a housing shortage. There's a big time, not enough apartments, not enough places for people to live, affordability problems, whatever. Bring them down to Norwich. Snap your fingers. Boom. They're all, wow. All of a sudden, there's 2,500 apartments down there. All those people living there, it's going to rejuvenate the city. People are going to walk out their door. They're going to walk to restaurants. They're going to go to coffee shops. They're going to go to whatever is there, little shops here, there, and everywhere. It would rejuvenate the city. Am I out of my mind? Maybe I am. Maybe I have no clue what I'm talking about. It's an idea. I've thought about it for a long time. Guy in a nice suit to the left on a Sunday. Interesting. I don't know. Everything's closed. He's got to be doing some kind of business down here. Chelsea Harbor Drive. Beautiful buildings to the right, left, and dead center of the frame. It's Norwich. A lot of historical, a lot of history down here. Historical, important events that took place over the years. I don't know why I'm looking left. There's nobody coming. And we got the rotary, the roundabout. Let me drive behind some of these buildings, mix this thing up. I always drive around the roundabout. We got a lot of footage of that. And we got that beautiful train trestle right in front of us, right there. Big, huge. There's another train trestle over the Yannick River, Uncas Leap, but it pales in comparison. Size, if you're comparing size, this thing is monumentally bigger. I have a soft spot for the Uncas Leap train trestle. I always have. I happen to love that. That's my favorite. That's one of my favorite structures in Norwich. Beautiful building directly in front of us. Again, if they were all apartments up there, it looks like people are doing that. That building right now, I see a bunch of sheetrock getting ready to be put up. So, things are getting, that's my thought on that matter. Housing, all down city. Panema Mills was empty. It's now all apartments, and it's filled as we sit at a red light on Main Street in Norwich, Connecticut, right in the heart of downtown. On the right, we're coming up to the former YMCA, which they continue to work on. I'm going to slow down, even though I got a guy right on my bumper. Right there. They're doing an excellent job. Let me go up. I gotta be careful. This car's whipping around the corner. Let me go up Park Street for a minute here. I'm gonna work my way back into the city. Okay, now the rain's kicking in a little bit. I don't know. Let's see what happens. If I go straight, Cummings Gagney Funeral Home to the left. That's a beautiful, architecturally beautiful structure. And we have St. Joseph's Roman Catholic Church right there in front of us, slightly to the left. I have a video where I walk around that church. So if you went there or you're interested in taking a look at that, I'm not promoting anything. These videos I'm trying to help people that used to live in Norwich or are very familiar with the area to see how things look right now, and they may have missed that. So I mentioned these. I make no money from the channel. I'm a documentarian. I document things. Right now, right at this very moment, I'm documenting me, a car actually, in reality, going down Oak Street in Norwich, Connecticut. That's pretty cool. That's going to be really wild for somebody years down the road when they, kind of fall upon this video and they say, whoa, 35 years ago, I was a kid and I grew up on Oak Street. Well, that's one of the reasons I'm doing this. That's pretty much the whole reason. It's documentation. Let me go straight. This is documentation. That's exactly what I'm doing. As the rain picks up a little bit, this is all a matter of, it comes down to good luck, bad luck, whatever kind of luck I run. You know what? I'm going to go around the rotary fully. Good luck, bad luck, as to whether one of them droplets actually ended up, unfortunately, hitting the lens. Now, as I drive, it will dry off, and the good visuals should resume. So I got to yield. I'm following, rotary and roundabout protocol here. So I'm yielding, but I'm going to go around the whole thing. I like that. I enjoy it. It's probably not kosher. It could be illegal. I have no idea. Let's go around again. Go around the entire rotary. I mean, I could do this for hours. But I think that's the most. I think, a full 360 twice. That's impressive. Try to dry that lens off by going around the rotary, or as some people call it, roundabout, twice. Again, the air hits the lens and dries up the droplet, assuming a droplet hit the lens. The building to the right, that's another building I've always had my fingers crossed somebody would, grab that thing and turn it into an apartment complex. I think it would be very successful. That was Willow Street between those buildings back there. It's getting a little bit rainy and more rainy. I'm on Chestnut Street right now. The rain is starting to crank up a little bit. It's a problem. It's 1:50 p.m. I got a decent amount of video already, so I'm pretty happy. And there's some cool visuals. Let me take a right. I got to think this through now with this rain. City Hall right there, established in 1873. Definite rain clouds straight ahead. Now I'm on Broadway. They've done a lot of nice work with Broadway. A lot of buildings have been completely rehabilitated and transferred into single-family homes, apartments. They've done a wonderful job. When I say they, I don't know who they is, but people that, whether it be individuals or small groups of people that get together and rehab these dwellings, and people are living in them, and they're real nice. Little Plain Park to my left, probably the nicest little park in Norwich, historically significant. St. Patrick's Cathedral back there to my right. I got my eye on the rain. I'm wavering between, should I throw in the towel on this thing or keep this thing going? Okay, they're painting the house to the right. That's needed a paint job for the last, I'm going to go out on a limb and say 30 years. And who's ever doing it now is doing it right. They're doing a beautiful job. I don't know who they are. I don't know what company. I have no idea who's responsible. I don't know anything. I just know that who's ever doing the paint job. Let me look over here. There's nobody. Yeah, I'm not going to pull in there. There's people there, but that house is looking real nice. I'm on Crescent Street. As the rain falls down from the sky. NFA. Directly in front of us. I can't really drive comfortably around NFA. There's heavy security. School's back in session. I can take a ride down Joseph Perkins Road, though. I mean, it's a Sunday. Actually, NFA does look kind of empty, but I got plenty of videos. If you want to see videos of NFA, I got several, me driving around NFA, walking around on the ground, a whole bunch of NFA videos. NFA stands for Norwich Free Academy. Let's see if I can pull into this parking lot. The east entrance. No, you can't. So they, things are kind of tightened up. Security, as far as security is concerned with NFA right now. School's back in session. So that was Joseph Perkins Road. And we're on McKinley Avenue Extension right now. As we drive around in a light rain. Again, I have no idea how the video looks. It could look terrible right now. But I think I'm going to upload it no matter what. No matter how bad it looks. You name it. Can I pull in here? Nope. Trespassing private property, violators will be towed. This is the former Broad Street School right there in front of us. Now it's apartments or condominiums or some form of, it could be condos. I mean, it's definitely a lot of private property signs around here. Let me back up as far as I can go, see if we can get a shot of this thing behind it, because people went to this when it was a school. That's a nice shot right there. I'm happy that I was glad to get that in. And we'll get back on Rockwell Street. And the rain seems to have subsided ever so slightly. But this is a moment-to-moment situation with this rain, believe me. This is not, it's not going to miraculously clear up and everything's going to be perfect. It's just not going to happen. I'm going to take a right down Platt Avenue. Why am I going to take a ride down Platt Avenue? I don't know. I just figure Platt Avenue is here. I'm here. Let's do this. Let's take a ride down Rose Garden Lane. Somebody might be watching this video right now, thinking to themselves, I used to live on Rose Garden Lane when I was a kid. I really wish that guy driving would get down here and take a look at it. Well, guess what? I'm doing it. Rain or shine, we got Rose Garden Lane covered. It's in the history books. I've done it before, but man, I'd be hard pressed to find it. Someday I'm gonna go over my videos. Maybe when I'm too old to drive, or whatever. Some injury or something happens to me where I'm kind of laid up for a while. I'm gonna put. Where does this go? I don't know if this is a dead end or not. It didn't say dead end. Whatever. Let's follow it down. But I'll put. There's like chapters or little. You can demarcate. Whoa, what is this? You can put marks in the video where you can look up like street by street, section by section. So I think in the future, wow, this is a great view. Mohegan Sun way off in the distance. I don't know if you can see it, but this is still Platt Avenue. All right, Broad Street's down here. So, whoa, man, oh man, this is kind of rough. Can't see that great to the right. All right, so on Broad, I think I'll go down Boswell. As the sky gets kind of a little bit, things are starting to look a little ominous. Let's put it that way. Okay, we're on Boswell Avenue right now. All right, I want to look over to my right. They were working on that house. Yeah. They did a good job fixing that up. They put new windows. I don't know, they sided it. There's another one down here on the left. There's nobody behind me, so I'm going to cruise down here, see if I can remember where this thing was, this house. Nice house. To the left. You guys can't see it. I can see it. Yeah, they're making progress. They get the foundation. I mean, they're working on it from top to bottom, so it's a big project. It's a very old home. It'll be a multi-family dwelling. And now the rain stopped. Interesting. So I'm on... All right, there right in front of us is a Tesla, whatever those things are called. So that was Boswell. Delia's Bakery and Grinder Shop to the left. Legendary establishment. I'm on Franklin Street right now. And Franklin is going to blend in with, let's get a view. Let's pull in here. I think this was a Buick garage back in the old days. This parking lot, I think, needs to be fixed up, obviously. It's a smoke shop right there, Moody Smoke Shop. And Norwich Mini Mart, and to the right of that they fixed up a church and they made it really like brand new. I'm gonna go up Grove Street. It's kind of a steep hill. Grove Street. All right, the rain is kicking in a little bit now again. This is not... I keep getting hopeful. It stops for literally 2 minutes and it starts again. Whatever. Nothing I can do about it. All right. Where are we now? We're on off Grove, on to Broad. I'll go down Treadway Avenue. It's a one-way street. Treadway Avenue. So I don't have to worry about any oncoming traffic. Yep. The rain is increasing. I'm gonna have to. I gotta throw in the towel here. It's 2:02 p.m. I'm gonna keep going, but I'm gonna work my way back to where I started this video. Where was that? Shell gas station. Work my way back, and I'll try to do it as creatively as possible. But it's raining right now, and not enough for me to... Well, I was going to say it's not enough for me to throw in a towel, but it's getting there. I don't know. I may have to abruptly end this thing. Actually, I'll go straight. Overcast conditions are the best to record video, but you always have that threat, if it's overcast, of rain. So, it's a situation I find myself in right now. But I'm going to work my way back. All right. I'm on Broad Street. Let me keep going. Wait for this red light. You know, let me take a shot. Let me take a crack at NFA. You know what? I should get this church. This thing is closed. I'm going to pull in here. St. Mark's Evangelical Lutheran Church. Among others. I believe it was shared with other. Right there. This thing is closing or closed, or it's for sale, or, you know, whatever. It's no longer in existence as far as, you know, services and things of that nature. And there's that house they're painting over there. If you can see it in the distance, that, I think with a mustard color, whatever. It's very exciting. As I sneak my way out onto Broadway. See if I can get a glance at NFA. Again, I have tons of video on it. It's not necessary for me to do this, but it's November 9th, 2025. I'm the only guy recording on that particular day in history. So, yeah, I can't go into NFA. There's a security guard over there. Well, whatever. We'll get a look at it right here. And there it is, this Slater Memorial Museum, the beautiful tower, the great tower. I love that. That's a legendary building. Crescent Street is all freshly paved. I mean, within maybe a few weeks ago. That's how new it is. Chelsea Parade to the left. Former and current location of the Rose Arts Festival. Stevie Ray Vaughan played there. Tony Orlando and Dawn. Bobby Vinton, Blood, Sweat and Tears, Charlie Daniels, Mac Davis, the Four Tops, all these bands I'm naming at the top of their game. They weren't fading. They weren't, you know, coming to Norwich because, oh, yeah, you know, our career is over. These guys will take us. No, they were at the Tony Orlando and Dawn had a #1 song, Tie Yellow Ribbon Around the Old Oak Tree, when they played the Rose Arts Festival, okay? I mean, Stevie Ray Vaughan was packed to the rafters when that guy played. I did not attend that performance. Do I regret it? Yes. I don't know what I was doing. I was probably working. I have no idea, but the fact that I missed Stevie Ray Vaughan in Norwich is very close to being completely inexcusable as we drive down Washington Street in Norwich, Connecticut. And we're heading back to the Shell gas station. I'll go right to the spot if I can. I will. I'll try. And I'll end the video there. I like to do that if I can with my drives. One take, no cuts. Unless something dramatic happens. I mean, you know, sometimes something really radical that I have to cut out of the video occurs, and we do that. But I like to do one take, and I like to end the video where I began. So right now I'm working my way back to that Shell gas station. Now, I could do it a little bit more creatively. It's 2:08. Let's, you know, there's some droplets coming down here. There's some rain droplets right now, as we speak, falling from the sky. But I'm uploading this video regardless of what it looks like. It's just it's gotta get up there. It's footage. It's historically probably going to be historically important. Took a right onto Harlan Road. Briefly, I'm working my way back. To Shell gas station on West Town Street, Norwich, Connecticut. Let me take a left up here on Lathrop Lane. I gotta figure this thing out here. All right, here it is. It's a kind of a quick, beautiful fall foliage right above us, right there. Canopy of light orange. Beautiful houses up here to the right and left. Very famous location. Let me take a left. There's a nice red. I don't know who owns it, but the people who did that home directly in front of us did a first class, right there, that red, first class job. I saw pictures of the inside. It's spectacular, but the exterior, I walk around here for exercise at times, and I saw that being done, and it was the most impressive, highest quality materials. The workmanship it's not something you see every day. It was that good. So this is driving down the end portion of Washington Street. But I'm working my way back. Nobody knows. Should I go? Should they go? Now I'm on Scotland Road, just for a touch. Just for a touch. Hopefully this video is actually recording video. I did one recently where I got like 7 minutes of video and it died. And I didn't know it died, so I'm driving around not knowing. Scotland Road, I am now on the legendary and very important Huntington Lane in Norwich. This is extremely significant. The house directly in front of us, I've said this many times on these drives, right there. George Washington was in that home, right there. Documented fact. And you can take that to the bank. All right, let's see. Ooh, wait a minute. I'm going to take a little cruise because I just spotted something. Huntington, this is so famous. George Washington was back there. Guy that signed the Declaration of Independence lived here in this house. He wasn't born in Norwich, Samuel Huntington. And they just painted it. Wow. Freshly painted, so there it is. Beautiful, clean window. Everything is immaculate. Lowthorpe Meadows is behind here. Like if I kept going straight, which I can't because it's not a road, Lowthorpe Meadows is down there. But let's get a look at the back of this. Let me see if I can swing over. Legendary cemetery right there in front of us. I mean, super famous. Goes way back. Look at that right there. They're not done. They're still painting it. What a beautiful job. Don't know who the company is that is doing it. If I see the name, I'll shout them out. I can't see anything on the, there's no truck with a logo of, it's Sunday, so they're not painting today, but absolutely incredible work. Craftsmanship. Good painting is an art. It's a tedious. Let's get a look at that thing right there. It's not done. You can see some of the windows taped off in the back. There it is. Boy, oh boy. Oof. I'm thrilled about that. I walk by that building and it's needed a paint job. I mean, it wasn't too far gone, but it was enough where, important historic structure such as, that was the home of a gentleman that happened to sign the Declaration of Independence. For my money, that's a property that should be cared for very, very well. And it is, and it always has been. So we're on East Town Street, and I'll just very briefly get on Elm Avenue, which is where we are right now. Guys, I've covered, it's a very famous school right in front of us, public school. Not now, but it was Huntington School many years ago. Again, historic area. But folks, look, every building around here is historic. I mean, that First Congregational Church in front of us. I've covered this territory a million times before, but I have not done it in November of 2025. Why do I do this? Why do I cover the same territory? In the future, the archive that I'm building, this stuff will matter. I'm on West Town Street right now. This stuff will matter. If I have 10, 20 years of footage, you'll see things change over that time. You'll see buildings that were in disrepair fixed up beautifully. You'll see former schools that you used to go to no longer there, replaced by a new one. You'll see changes, dramatic changes. That's why I'm doing these videos. And I'm doing it for entertainment of people that are around right now. As I cruise back over to the exact location where I started this video, let's see if I can get there at that Shell gas station. 2:16 p.m. It is 60 degrees Fahrenheit. It is very overcast. There are droplets of rain falling from the sky in Norwich, Connecticut right now. The former Adams Tavern used to be there to my left. I used to go there all the time. Best jukebox in Norwich. Tiny place, but it was always bumper to bumper, wall to wall, packed like sardines. And everybody had a great time. As I kind of keep my eye open, there it is, Shell. Now I gotta turn in there. I gotta get to that exact location if I can. Let's see if I can pull this off. And that'll end the video. All right, just about there. I was right here. This video is over.